Many people are not sure whether they should go for an LLM right after they graduate from law school. One of the most commonly asked questions among law students is, will a master's degree help me get a job offer? I remember I came across one very interesting quote. Chances are, if you haven't met the minimum academic requirement by the end of your law degree or the LPC, a master's degree won't do that as well. If you have already reached the academic requirement but haven't got a training contract, that means your gaps are not academics but something else. And when you look at a lot of websites, they always say that an LLM will not really help you get a job. However, reading all those articles without context could be misleading. So that's why today's video, I'm going to tell you what are the reasons you should actually do an LLM. So the first reason is to specialize in a more niche area. It's very common nowadays when you look at law firms, their associates or lawyers specialize in a specific field. For example, if you want to practice law in the area of private international law, public international law, you can apply to universities like Leiden University or University of Pennsylvania. If you are into corporate law, you can apply for the MCL degree at University of Cambridge or the MLF degree at University of Oxford, while other universities like King's College offers very high quality competition law program as well. In that case, an LLM may help you get a job if you are applying or aiming at firms specializing in that particular area of law. If I had not done a Master of Corporate Law degree, I would not have applied successfully to corporate law firms in London. All those modules enhances my legal knowledge on the commercial law market, and those knowledge help me get through some of the interview stage. Additionally, I can even use that LLM experience as one of the reasons why I applied to this particular firm in my cover letter. I could mention the fact that I studied all those modules, and those modules are the firm's practice area strength. How you explain that experience in an application form does matter. For example, if you do an LLM in air and space law, when you apply to law firms like Klein & Co. or HFW, that would be an advantage because they are specializing in air and space and aviation law. If you want an international career at the European Commission, and then if you apply to universities like King's College and you do a competition law module there, then that would definitely help you with your career. It really depends on the type of firms you want to apply to. And even for aspiring barristers, it's not uncommon to see them doing a master's degree abroad as well. I've met a lot of aspiring barristers or people who have already secured a pupillage who do a master's degree in international human rights at universities in Amsterdam. And the second reason why you should do an LLM is if you're a foreign lawyer or foreign law students but you want to break into another legal jurisdiction. I wanted to get a job in the UK. And the fact that you actually go all the way to that country and study for 1 year will definitely help you with your job hunting process. First of all, you will be able to gain access to so many networking events or university law fairs where I could meet a lot of different international law firms at once. Second of all, when you apply to law firms and you have interviews, you can also physically attend those events and also assessment centers. Especially in job markets like London and New York, the competition is so keen that even domestic candidates can hardly secure a graduate position. It will be hard for you to get an offer without having any sort of experiences in that particular country. I also talked to a lot of foreign lawyers in the US. Most of them either did a JD degree or an LLM degree. That's also how they find a job opportunity there after their graduation. So that's why doing an LLM is definitely a gateway to securing a job offer in a different country. The third reason why you should do an LLM is if you have an offer from a very prestigious or reputable university. I hate to admit it, but the fact that you actually go to a prestigious university could have some positive impact on your future job application. Evidenced by some of my friends, they didn't go to a Russell Group University in their undergraduate degree. Ever since they've got admitted to Cambridge, they got past the application stage at law firms more easily. It's not necessarily true for every single law firm. So if you manage to get an offer at really top universities like Oxford, Cambridge, Harvard, Yale, that degree could potentially help you stand out from the crowd. Although I should also add that a prestigious degree may help you get past the application stage more easily. It may not necessarily help you at an interview stage because especially in the UK, what really matters is your performance on on that particular day. So if you don't perform well, you don't perform well. You won't get a job offer by just having a prestigious law degree. So the fourth reason why you should do an LLM is if, for example, you need to take the New York bar exam, but you are not eligible without an LLM degree. I have a separate video already talking about the whole qualification for the New York bar exam. If you study in a civil law country, then you might need to do an LLM in the USA in order to be eligible to take the bar exam in New York. It's not uncommon for me to see, for example, foreign lawyers going to do an LLM at like NYU, New York University, and then they also take the New York bar exam at the same time. The fifth reason why you may want to do an LLM is also to compensate for weaker LLB grades. For some people, an LLM can be used as an evidence of improving academic performance. So for example, if you get a 2.2 in your undergraduate law degree, and then if you get a distinction for your LLM from a prestigious universities or better ranking universities, so that could serve as a positive indicator of your academic ability despite your poorer LLB grades. So in that case, I would say an LLM may be helpful. On the other hand, if you already get a 2.1 for your LLB at a pretty good university, getting a distinction from your LLM degree doesn't necessarily help you a lot. If you already satisfy the minimum academic requirement for a graduate position or training contract position, then I don't think an even better LLM degree will necessarily get you the job you want. Sixth reason why you should do an LLM is if you want to pursue an academic legal career or you want a professorship in the future. Because in an LLM degree, you're often required to write a dissertation, maybe an essay of 10,000 words. This is usually a typical task of a law professor because law professors not only has to teach, they have to publish articles each and every year. That's potentially an even more important thing than teaching. An LLM is a good way for you to evaluate whether you want to commit 3 to 5 years to a PhD degree in law. The research-heavy nature of PhD, do you actually like that? So in that case, an LLM can be a stepping stone to a PhD degree. I actually got an offer from Cambridge for PhD in law, but then I decided that I didn't really like the style because working as a professor or researcher is very independent. They don't get to work with other legal professionals. As opposed to corporate lawyers, we are able to have regular contact with different clients and colleagues. So the seventh reason why you should do an LLM is you are already a qualified lawyer in your country, but you want to take a break from work. When I did my master's degree, there were a lot of other qualified lawyers, and for them, that 1 year was a break from the crazy workloads they have as a corporate lawyer, and also to experience the lifestyle of a student again. And they often have the time to really slow down and identify their priorities in their life. So the eighth and final reason why you should do an LLM is that you want a challenge or a different lifestyle or to improve your language skill. First of all, I've never gone abroad for a year. And after that, I realized how much I loved it. I also experienced a massive improvement in my English speaking skill. When you actually immerse yourself into the culture and speak to people from different parts of the world on a daily basis. After a year of spending my time there, that's the moment when I really master my spoken English skills. I guess it's pretty good now. If you're a foreigner, you could relate. You always have this perception that others are judging you. Right now, I just really don't care anymore. And nowadays, law firms care about language skills. It's not even uncommon for European or British people learning Chinese, Korean, or Japanese. That could potentially be something that really help you stand out in your job applications. So basically, those are the 8 reasons why I think you should do a master's degree. Going abroad to do my master's degree right after I graduated is probably one of the best things I've ever done as a law student. For me, an LLM not only pushes myself out of my comfort zone, make lifelong friends, but also get me a job and embark on a completely different career that I could have never imagined. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed this video, give me a thumbs up, subscribe to this channel, click the notification bell so that you will be notified for the next new video. And also follow me on Instagram or LinkedIn and message me with your questions. See you guys again next Sunday.